Do-do, do-do-do-do-do. I had enormous confirmation of something that I knew Canon was doing because I knew the guy had been working for Canon, and he was insanely intelligent and more knowledgeable on Canon than anybody. And he was getting up in years, but he was on the ball. And just like a week or two before he was eligible, if he was about to retire with Canon, they canned him. And then I met two people that I know that wanted to meet me, and they work in the same town. I forget what town Canon is located in. Anyway, a bunch of their buddies were, two of them were execs that they told me about, and some other high-end people at Canon. And we had lunch. I don't want to name any names, but they said that they saw me mention something about that Canon rep, and they wanted to tell me the experiences of many, many other Canon people, executives, sales reps, whatnot, that when they get close to retirement, with the ability to retire, that before they could collect their benefits, that Canon canned them. They even gave me specific names, so I'm not going to repeat those names. I actually like quite a bit of Canon glass. I don't like their cameras at all, but I have absolutely no respect at all. Somewhere right slightly above abusing people physically is a company that, like, you busted your ass. It's not like you're an idiot, right, or a dumbass. You busted your ass for a company. You've spilled out 30, 40 years of your life. And it's like, okay, I'm going to retire. This company respects me. I do everything right. And, just because they're cheapskate, let's just call them what the hell they are. They're just cheap-ass SOBs. Like a week or two or a month before you're eligible to retire and collect your benefits, it's can your ass. I would like to actually be disrespectful on this video, but I'm not going to do it. I was just going to give a giant middle finger to Canon. I've heard of instances like that, and the specific Canon rep that was local that took care of a few states here that happened to, man, they told me specific names, boom, boom, boom. I forget the town they told me they live in, where Canon USA is located. I'm sorry, I forget that town. They told me instances of numberless people that had happened to, and they named everybody. I'm not going to repeat those names, but shame on you, Canon. I mean, that's just so despicable. That's just absolutely despicable. I really got no respect for a company like that. If someone's a dumbass, or is like, well, we put up with this person for 2 or 3 years, we're going to can their ass, that's one thing. But if someone's a hard worker and they're incredibly intelligent and they've spilled their guts out to Canon, for decades, literally for decades and decades, and you just fire their ass before they can collect their benefits and retire with dignity, up your shaft, Canon. I mean, literally, up your shaft. That's just so despicable. I posted a video now onto Nikon. I posted a video, and I only caught the tail end of it. I'm not going to name the guy. I only caught the tail end of it. I was literally standing there. I heard someone screaming like a madman. I mean, really screaming like a madman. I only caught the tail end of it, and people thought I posted that little video on Instagram. That was horrible, but what happened before I hit the record button was even way more radical. I mean, it was just radical, like, just crazy, off your ass rocker radical. It was a Nikon guy presenting, a couple cameras, and he showed some Tiger, was taken at a bazillion yards with a P1000. He was just screaming like a madman, but when I was standing there, I gotta go here, who the hell is screaming like a crack-smoking lunatic? And when I was in that crowd, one woman turned around. She said, "This is too much for me." And another guy turned around and left. She said, "This sounds worse than a used car salesman." And that's exactly what I was thinking when that guy said that. I was thinking the same thing. I said to the guys, "This is ridiculous." But I couldn't stop watching because it was so insanely stupid. Nikon, it looked like there was a lot of people at the Nikon booth, but there actually was not. Nikon, intelligently from a marketing perspective, like, look at all these people at the Nikon booth. Yes, they're not there really for Nikon. They had 5 models that were up on pedestals, very gorgeous, beautifully dressed, striking a pose, every few seconds. And everybody was just there to get pictures of these hot chicks. And, they did have the Z50 out. I got to play with the Nikon Z50. At the price point, once I review it, it might well be worth buying. Not without the FTZ adapter. I mean, the damn camera should come with a friggin' FTZ adapter. Nikon really screws up if they're not going to release that camera with a free FTZ adapter. Yeah, everybody kept saying, yeah, Sony, where the hell is Sony? Sony wasn't even there. They were actually in another building down the street. I went to lunch with some folks, and we passed the Sony place. So Sony was completely in a different building, a block down the street. Everybody's like, Sony isn't even here. I was like, I know, I noticed that, so. Man, when I heard all those stories about what Canada is like, yeah, I've heard these before. It's like now there's a lot more. That's just so disrespectful on Canon's part to treat hardworking employees like that. It's just what a filthy, vile embarrassment that is. It's just a filthy embarrassment. I had no idea Canon was that bad. I had inklings, but it was just a couple instances that I knew of, and then it just boom. So, congratulations to you, Canon, for entreating lifelong employees like dirt and firing them like a week or two or a month before they're able to retire and collect benefits. Yeah, it says a lot about you as a company. It says a lot about you. Good for you, Canon. Pathetic. What does I say up in New York City? I found out. Everybody up in New York City says putz, or they say unbelievable. Thanks.